Hello there, my name is Ibeju and I'm your real estate investment specialist here in the beautiful city of Lagos, Nigeria. And I'm super delighted to welcome you to Property Matter. Property Matter is a real estate talk show where we expose everything you need to know about real estate investment here in Lagos, Nigeria. Over time, we've explained extensively on how you can identify a fraudulent real estate developer. We've also explained extensively on how you can identify a fraudulent real estate practitioner. Over time, we share tips, guides that will help you not to make a fraudulent real estate transaction. Once again, welcome to Property Matters. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to our channel, and I'll be back immediately after this short time out. Don't go nowhere. You're welcome back. So on today's episode, I'm going to be addressing the issue of what I ordered was different from what I got. And this has become a major problem in real estate transactions. And the reason why I'm making this video today was due to the fact that something happened very recently that caught my attention, and I was like, wow, if I don't make video to educate our real estate investors, more importantly those in the diaspora, it will be one of the greatest offense, which I know many of you will not pardon me. So I was a real estate investor. She sent a video to me on the YouTube channel where she said she was interested in that property and she wanted me to go there and do the needful and find out. Now, looking at the beautiful cinematography of this video, the videos was well edited perfectly. A nice job. The videographer or the editor who must have done that job deserves massive credit. So from the video, we were able to identify the location, and of course we drove down. Now something happened on my way there. Of course it is very funny, but not so funny because it's not something I was actually expecting. Now the thing was that I drove past where this property was without realizing it, because what I saw in the video and when I saw real life where that property was different. In fact, I found it extremely difficult to believe that was a property I saw on the video. But of course, most of this estate comes with estate names, it comes with signboard. But I was able to find out that well, I think I passed the property. So what actually happened was that what I saw on that video was contrary to what was on site. And this is why we're going to be talking extensively on what I ordered was different from what I've done. And these have been the major problems, and this is why a lot of real estate investors, more importantly those in the diaspora, who are constantly doubted a lot of real estate practitioners here in Lagos. Now, what I ordered was different from what I got. Effectively is talking about how to value a property, how to know if that property is worth the purchase. And today I'm going to be sharing important information, whether it's a landed property or it's a rental property or it's a duplex or a property you want to use for commercial activities. I'm going to be sharing important tips. It's 5 in number, so I'll try as much as I can to be very fast so that I don't waste your time. Now, what is that first thing you should do whenever you want to buy any property, whether it is land or housing? Number one is that you need to understand and examine the economic opportunities of the locality where that property is located. Now, from the video I was talking about, now the property was obviously facing the road, but when I drove, I found out that the road was not even in Lagos. So not all property facing road in Nigeria are profitable. Why? Because the location and the migration of people in those places matters. Now, if you go to places, apology to every resident of this community, if you are going outside Lagos, not all roads are fully utilized. And I've seen some few stations that have been built that are almost abandoned, and these properties are facing the road. So the catch basically what most people are using for you is that it is facing the road. So as far as it's facing the road, it should be valuable. Well, there are some places in Lagos that is facing the road, and their projects, whether it's fuel station, whether it is supermarket, that have been abandoned. Why? Because the patronage of people and the concentration of those people is minimal compared to Lagos. I'm not saying that you should not invest outside Lagos, but if you must do an investment outside Lagos and it's facing the road, you need to examine the economic opportunities and the business activities in that location, in that locality. If you don't do that, you will be getting it wrong, despite the fact that it is, facing the road. So one of the ways that you can avoid the problem of what I ordered was different from what I got is to examine the economic opportunities and the business activities in that locality. Then the second thing you also need to do whenever you are making a property decision, like I want to buy this property regardless of the price, is that you also need to examine the demand for such properties in that region. Now, when realtors come online to advertise properties, majority of them, from knowledge and experience, share information that are not true. Most of the information most people are selling are sharing it because of the fact that they want to sell the property. Now, how can you go to a place like Ekpe and they're asking you can build the house for shortlet? See, I'm not saying you can't do shortlets in Ekpe, but the shortlet market in Ekpe can never be vibrant in the next 5 to 6 years as from today. Because why? The location and the demand for Ekpe properties right now is majorly for land banking. But I've seen videos where realtors are saying come and build shortlets. If you build shortlets in Ekpe, now you go by yourself, convert them to rental properties. Even the rental properties, it has to be into locations like the Puka axis, the Temu axis, the Iragushi axis, okay, the Ilara axis, and other important axis, where more importantly where we have institutions. If you are doing rental properties and it's not within that axis, you may not get the actual value for that property. So you need to understand the demand. Now, what is the ratio of people demanding self-contained? What is the valuation of people demanding room and parlor? What is the valuation of people that are demanding 2-bedroom apartments? Now, choosing a rental property in this place, you need to understand the caliber of people that are there, which is the third point. Now, the caliber of people will tell and will determine how fast your property will be in demand. Now, I've seen instances whereby some people are going to as far as the Okeogun community, and they're asking people to come and build and rent there. Now, the Okeogun community is very, very good, but rental properties in that axis now will not give you the return as it is being portrayed to you. A lot of people say you can buy and build. Ladies and gentlemen, investors watching this video, not every place that you can buy and build, you see. And that is why a lot of real estate investors usually call us to vet what a lot of people are saying, because people usually write good speech, write great oratory just to to get your attention and make you buy. And sometimes, and that's why we have a lot of abandoned lands everywhere, because people have bought and found out that what they bought obviously could not serve the purpose of that purchase. So you need to understand that. So in the caliber, you want to do something like a good rental property, and you're looking at to end rental from 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million as rental properties. You don't need a soothsayer to tell you that any investment that exceeds the Ibrahim Adesoya axis and the Lekki axis obviously will not give you that kind of rental property. You need to understand that, which is very, very important. Then the next thing you also need to understand and you need to look out for to avoid the problem of what I ordered okay was different from what I got, is that you also need to examine the basic infrastructures that are in that locality. Now, I have been in a situation where I went to check a property for a real estate investor and my car landed with the mechanic the next day. Now, it still boils down to the beautiful drone cinematography, well edited video. I didn't even envisage that I was going to come across such road based on the video I saw online. Now, the point basically is that when a realtor or a real estate consultant wants to sell a property, they don't show you an holistic overview of what that place entails. There are some places where the roads are bad, they don't show, because they know that if you see this road, you may don't want to buy this road. So what they do is that the way they package it because they say no, it's a good buy. So there are some places where in this Lagos that when it rains, a saloon car cannot drive past. You need a 4-wheel drive. That's the fact. There are some places whereby you buy a properties, you are like 1 hour away from where your nearest shop, your nearest mall, your nearest malls or cinemas are, and people are buying in anticipation that my property is just 10 minutes away from the ShopRite, my property is 10 minutes away from the biggest mall, my property is 10 minutes away from the cinema. It's a lie. There was one that they told us that the property, the orator, the realtor making that video said, that property is just 5 minutes away, okay, from the closest mall. I won't mention because if I mention the mall, you will see it. So I was following that description like it was supposed to be 5 minutes away. My dear, we drove 1 hour and I was like, Jesus Christ, why are you misleading investors for crying? It's not fair now. Some realtors, more than they try beg. Sorry for that word, but stop misleading. Even me that I'm checking for them, I'm burning for looking for what is not missing because you are giving us a wrong description. So you need to understand that there are some places that they don't have good drainage system. There are some places that they don't have, that the malls and every other thing that people are looking for, and that could be the reason why they are buying that properties are not there. So you need to understand that, because if all these infrastructures are not there, like a good security system, I went to a place where a car I drove there was vandalized. So you need to understand this, so that it won't be a case of, they told me the mall is 5 minutes away and you found out that the mall is even 2 hours away. They told me the biggest ShopRite is 10 minutes away, you find out it's several. So you need to examine the basic infrastructures that are in that locality, because you see, this infrastructure, number one, will determine the worth of the property from the day of purchase. Number two, it will determine the demand for that property, and number three, it will determine how fast you can flip that property in case you want to flip it and go into another sales. Okay, a lot of people are bought to resell and go into that. But see, these are some of the things you should look out for. Then also, you also need to understand the housing typologies in that location. Now, I'm not trying to undermine any location, neither am I trying to make a location look bad, but from experience and from all indicators, real estate indicators I've seen, in a place where bungalows are more than duplexes, sometimes it's an indicator that the development in that area will be one-sided. And in a place where the development of any area is one-sided, value appreciation sometimes is always affected by that place. Now, this is not to rule out the fact that sometimes what determines the kind of building people erect or the structure they put on their land is mostly dependent or determined, okay, by the approval that has been given to them by Lagos State government. But in some places, I've been to some places where they told me a property is 20 million, the property is 15 million, and when I got there, I saw houses and they are still using that old pan, you know, all those brown pans. And I was like, Jesus Christ, if you buy a property for 20 million here, you have just wasted that money, because the houses I saw around that locality will definitely not allow appreciation. So housing determines that too. Okay, most of the renting structures are for apartments. We have maisonettes, we have classic 2-bedroom, classic 3-bedroom. In fact, I've seen structures of 3-bedroom with penthouse. You understand? So in those kind of places, you know that no, the caliber of people staying here, they are not, you know, they are not the low class people, and my apartment basically will become the hottest. So you want to look at that. Now, the housing structure will go a long way to determine what is going on there. It will determine how fast you can flip. It will determine how fast you can rent. It will determine how fast you can even get your return on investment. Now, people come online to say, I bought a house, okay, of 50 million, and in less than 1 year, I sold it for 80 or 100 million. Now, that is only possible if you are buying houses in the Lekki, Ibeju environs. Because in those, I'm not saying it's not possible in other places, it is. Please don't misquote me. I'm going to expatiate and explain what I meant by that. Now, there are some places. I personally have sold a property in Chevron far back in 2002, a 4-bedroom terrace in Chevron. Okay, as at that time it was sold for 65 million. As I'm talking to you right now, if you don't have 150 million, you can't buy that set. Now, the reason why that return on the investment is possible is because it is located in Chevron, where some of these high net worth individuals are. When we are making videos and we are making, you know, assertion, we need to do clarification so that you will not be misguided. Now, there are other places too, okay, when apartment, around 2021, 2022, apartment in the Abramadesonya axis sold for as low as 38 million, so as some, I even know some that sold for 25 million. Today now, if you don't have 50, 60 million, you can't buy apartments in fact, I think Abramadesonya is even too far. Even in Ibeju, you can't get. Now, that shows how that area has evolved. Why? The migration of people, the demand of properties, the extension of basic amenities. Now, the next one, basically, that also determines the worth of a property, and that will also enable you to ensure that your property purchase will not be a case of what I ordered or during what I got, is the flow of government infrastructures to that area. Now, let me tell you one thing. Presently, right now, the Lekki, the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road is under construction. Right now, we have seen that the Lekki Road has been totally constructed. I did a video explaining that. Now, we have seen that the international airport, is going to that. Of course, it's also going to start. We have seen, of course, the Port Milan Bridge, which is also in the pipeline. Now, the movement of government projects to that location is a clear indicator that that place will become hotshot. However, it is not a clear sign that you can build immediately. I have to say this. I know a lot of realtors, a lot of realtors will kick me out for saying this. See, you are just buying so that when those infrastructures come in place, a property that you are supposed to buy for maybe 20 million, 30 million, you won't see it for 80 to 100 million. Look at what is happening at Macarius. A plot of land now in Macarius is 150 million. This was a Macarius that some people bought for 38 million, and some people bought for 65 million last year. Now, what has happened in Macarius infrastructure? The water display has been done. You have seen gigantic structures. Some of the housing projects are completed. And that's why sometimes developers said Macarius is for the 1% of the 1%. Is it located in Ibeju, Lekki? Yes. It's in your bag. That is your own opinion. But that's concerned. For the infrastructure that Baba Ashimolowo is putting there, trust me, you won't even get to buy that place 200 million if you hesitate. Now, is it a good real estate investment? Now, what you would do basically is that look at the economic importance of what is being said there. And Baba Ashimolowo is not saying Macarius, you can start building. He's saying buy and start building. By this time next year, I can assure you that that place will be fully residential. And that's why I gave instance of Mabella too. See, a lot of people are saying, land, is it because you are C of O? Why will I buy one plot for 49.6? Why will I buy 500 square meter for 69.5? Why will I buy commercial? Now, it's not, see, the way we analyze real estate is not based on what the price. We are looking at the valuation 3, 4, 5, 6 years from today. So what we are selling is the future valuation. What we are selling is the future importance. Now, if you have a commercial plot in Marbella right now, in a place whereby we have a lot of expat trees because of that water display, you don't obviously want to undermine the location. So you have seen the Marbella is very close to the to Macarius. Macarius is very close to Tiwa. And when you look at what unites those the two locations, you understand the Calabar Coastal Road is not far. The Lekki. So we have a lot of infrastructures. So in a place where infrastructures are coming in is a good indicator of a good real estate investment. So these are the basic things that you put into consideration when you want to make a choice of property. Don't be cajoled by those beautiful drone capture, area view, well edited videos. There is so much than we see when we go for inspection. So this is where I'm going to go to this curtain of episode of Property Matters. I hope you have found value. Remember, you want to do any form of real estate investment, we are there. Trust us. Whether it's Macarius, whether it is Marbella, whether it is Tiwa, any of those properties are facing the Lekki Expressway, the rental properties on the island, give us a call. Bye for now.